So today is really just going to be kind of an ass whipping, to be honest. It's going to be a lot of grass cutting. So the story is I've got the Bermuda lawn to cut, which I consider three lawns. I got the putting green, the front and the back, which I sort of treat differently. Then I have to come over here and cut the farmhouse grass. Then I have to go up and I have to cut the main field, and then I have to sort of trim up the high potassium field. So long day, total of 6 hours. So if you want to watch this, if there's nothing else on, I understand. If you don't, there's really nothing to learn here. It's just cutting a lot of grass. I'll start off, I'll head over to the other house, the Bermuda house, and we'll cut that lawn. We'll cut the putting green. Now I'm really pushing this lawn hard, guys. I'm pushing it harder than I should because it's going on the market in a few weeks. And so all of our lawns got set back in the area by this freeze. They went back into dormancy. And so now we're coming back out of dormancy. And so I'm really kind of pushing it. I've put PGF Complete down 3 times in 30 days on this lawn back here. And if it hasn't rained, I've been watering. Well, Ryan's out of town. John and Jeff are off. We had rain yesterday or day before yesterday. I got to cut. There's no choice. So I'm guessing 6 hours of straight cutting today. Watch it if you want. If not, go watch Netflix or something. Here I go. I'll be back in a little while. I'm just going to go cut some grass, okay? Yeah, you just lick that spot. Oh, that's that itchy spot you got. I'll be back in a little while. I'm just going to go cut some grass. So you take care. You eat that grass over there. Yeah, you eat that grass. All right. So there seems to be I got sunscreen on, by the way. There seems to be a lot of discussion this year about how slow the Bermuda is, and a lot of this has to do with that late freeze that came in for a lot of us. And that set our lawns back a full month from where they should be. I mean, it was 20s for, 4 or 5 days. It was cold. So our lawn had greened up, freeze came back in, lawn went back into dormancy and started all over again. So all the lawns in my neighborhood basically look like crap except for mine. Mine actually looks good. Now, I've got dew all over my lawn, and I really don't want to go back and get my leveling rake and take the dew off here because I'm trying not to walk so much today, but I'm going to have to do it, I think. Believe it or not, that really looks good compared to everything else, all the other lawns in the neighborhood. That really looks good. I guess I need to grab that leveling rake and come knock this dew off. Otherwise, I'm going to have a mess. I don't know. I guess I could try and cut it without doing it, but man, this whole place is just soaking wet. So I told you guys before, I've been putting real heavy. I've been putting PGF Complete down here to stimulate this lawn, to really push it. Mainly because we're going to be listing this house, in next month or so, we'll be listing this house for sale. And I really want the yard to look nice, so I'm really pushing it. I'm pushing it harder than you should probably push it. In the past 30 days, I've put down 3 applications of PGF Complete. If you follow my channel at all, you'll know that I'm putting nothing down but green shocker on this putting green, and man, it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it feels like a sponge, it's so thick. But I gotta come out and cut this more often for sure. So I don't consider green shocker a space standard fertilizer. I do on a putting green. It's actually kind of designed for putting greens because it is the size of salt. It's all fast release, so it doesn't interrupt play, but it's a 712 with iron and humic. And man, that's all I've been putting down on here now for a year straight. And you basically spoon feed. So I'll come out every other week, put a light coat of green shocker with a little spreader on here. Man, that is amazing. Now this is dwarf bent grass. Is that crazy looking or what? Man, that is just simply gorgeous right there. That is gorgeous. So a lot of people ask me, Doc, why do you overlap so much? And the answer is simple. When I was actually cutting real golf greens on a golf course, my superintendent would always make us double cut. So we cut one way and then cut the other way. It's a crisscross. So that's kind of a habit I developed when I was young on greens, but I don't want to do that here. So what I do is I overlap to compensate for any rough areas or missed blades. So I always overlap double. That's why I do this here. That's lawn number 1. That looks so good. So now I'm gonna go probably get the dew off the front, get the dew off the back, cut the front, cut the back. Then I'm gonna go over to the farmhouse and I'm gonna reel mow that backyard. So today I am using the big 27-inch True Cut. Why am I doing that, not using my McLean? We did cut with the McLean, I think a week ago, but this lawn just isn't at 100% yet. So I'm just sort of at the point where I just want to get it done. This will cut a little bit faster. It doesn't cut as nice and it's heavy on the lawn, but I gotta do this whole yard. I gotta do the front, I gotta do the back. I just finished the green, so I think I'm gonna run the True Cut on here today. Whew. Okay, lawn number 1, I consider the putting green. Lawn number 2, I consider the front because it's totally different from the back. And I have got the front all cut. And again, with the exclusion of those weak soil areas, those bad soil areas I got, the lawn is, compared to everyone else, man, this looks amazing. So what height am I cutting at right now? You tell me. I don't really know. I don't really know. What do you think? What would you call that? Would you call that half an inch? Half, 3/4 maybe? Somewhere in between there. But that looks really good. Oh, not gonna complain about that at all. For what has happened this year, looks good. Time to get a drink and go to lawn number 3. Which is the backyard. Then we'll do lawn number 4. We'll go back to the farmhouse and we'll do the farmhouse. Wow, I'm impressed. I am really impressed with this. I mean, it's just, normally my backyard comes in, thickens up after my front. Not this year. This year, this is looking great. So, I mean, look at this. This is great. I mean, this is really good stuff here. That is just looking so nice. I would say through half to 3/4, somewhere in there, and that's where we're keeping it. So we need to come out and we need to pressure wash the pool deck, pressure wash the diving board. I'm probably gonna repaint the diving board. It's got a stain on it, but Need to clean up these things, these walkways. But man, look at that putting green. Now these things are starting to come back. They got frosted out, but they're starting to come back. That putting green just looks friggin' amazing, dude. Okay, it's time for me to be a little bit of a yard snob. So I'm driving through my neighborhood looking at the lawns going, people, you got weeds all over your lawn, you got grubs all over your lawn. It doesn't take much effort, it doesn't take much money. Take care of your lawn, dude. I mean, the two basic things of pre-emergent and fertilizer, that's really all you gotta do. You got almost a $500,000 house, and you won't spend $150 to have someone come pressure wash your driveway and it's solid black. Come on. People, it really doesn't take much effort. You know, instead of sitting inside on the weekend watching Netflix, get your ass outside, do some yard work. That's all I'm saying. You got a $500,000 home, spend a little bit of money, and make it nice. That's all you gotta do. Doc, you're such a yard snob. You're such a yard snob. Not everybody has the time to... Bullshit. You can get out there and you can spend a couple hours in your yard, do a little research, find out what works, make your yard look nice. Drives me crazy. Whew. Okay. This is lawn number 4, and actually I kind of have to do 6 lawns today. I really need to go up and cut that upper buck field and take it down to about 8 inches, and then on my high potassium field where I have those strips, I kind of want to keep the grass next to the strips a little bit lower, so I might cut that. So this is that experiment cool season lawn, and what we're doing is I've thrown out a hybrid SPF 30. The hell is it? A bluegrass? And then I've got Combat Extreme, which is a mix of fescues. We're just playing with this right now. Just all I care about is roots in the ground. When the temperatures consistently stay in the 80s because of seed germination and soil temperatures, that's when I'm going to put down my zoysia seed. Now, I already got my zoysia seed, and it's actually sitting in the shed. And that stuff ain't cheap, but I think I got 2 pounds of it, and that'll be plenty for this. So we're taking this down to about 1 inch now, and we're keeping it at 1 inch as long as I got water. Now next week, my irrigation guy's coming out, and he's putting irrigation in here off the shallow well. So, and then I'm having them trench 500 feet up to the fields for our irrigation lines. So if you want to see the world's bumpiest lawn, this is it. I've got ruts in here that are that deep. And it falls down in, and there's rut marks from where I had the skid steer and dragging it. So if you ever want to know if a reel mower can cut a bumpy lawn, the answer is yes. But the wider the better. That's why I only buy 25-inch wide reel mowers, nothing smaller. Again, I'm not going to complain. This piece of crap backyard, that was that nasty clay, I'm not going to complain, really. That looks so good. Got a couple of bare spots, but again, this is that seeding experiment fun. We're having fun out here. All I care about is roots in the ground. That's all I want out here. I just want roots in the ground for this year. We got too much going on with all these properties to be worrying about a super smooth level lawn right now. Look, this is one of the bumpiest lawns I've ever cut, period. And look how nice it looks. So you don't have to level your yard to make it look nice. You just have to use the right equipment. Again, I linked to the McLean reel mowers, the 25-inch, and on that page down below, that's what you use. And I run Hondas, but because of COVID, I would go probably with the Briggs, just because it'll save you about $100 or $200. But real mowers are everything's expensive. A good riding mower is going to be $3,000. A wide 25-inch reel mower is going to be about $2,000 or so, just over $2,000. That's life, man. All right, so now I'm going to go up to the wildlife field we have up here, and I'm trying to keep that cut and return all that organic matter back down in before the summer comes. I don't want it to get real tall because I've got some buckwheat I want to bust through up there. And then I got a couple strips that I want to cut around the strips up there just to keep those lower on that other field. So here we go. This is lawn number 5 and 6. Okay, so if you watch my video the other day, the most boring video in the world, there's my wood for our trellises up in the garden. Oh, much better. Now it's actually drying out. It was so wet. I mean, it was soaking wet. Today, I'll be going up in the fields and I'll be running my DR Power Pro 44T. Wife says, why do you say it like that? I said, it just feels right. The DR Power Pro 44T. It's my brush cutter. So anyways, let's go cut some fields. Man, these fields are so lush. I almost hate to cut them, but what I'm trying to do, you understand my point here, is I'm trying to get all this tall ryegrass here down. So I want to cut down to about here. And then I've got some buckwheat. You can see, where is it? There's some buckwheat trying to reach up. So I want that buckwheat to be able to get the sunlight. But right now, this clover and ryegrass is basically choking it out. So I'm going to give it one more cut. I keep saying that, but I'm going to give it one more cut. Field is cut, and man, that looks wonderful. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. What I really wanted to do was just cut either side of these rows down low, but I think my tires have to go right on here. Basically what I want to do is I want to keep the edges here. I want to cut these down to about 4 inches, get some of that organic matter and a little bit shallower growth in here along these rows that have been planted. So, and I'll leave these longer, but I just want to sort of keep it a little bit managed in here. That's actually looking pretty good. Oh man, Doc's tired. It's been a long day. My day started at Well, I probably started everything at about 8 o'clock and didn't finish up till about 2:30 or so. But I got all that done. The problem is we had some real heavy rains move in. And yesterday and today, bright sun, 80 degrees, and so it's like, I got to get out and cut because tomorrow it's going to rain again. So I don't have a choice. Doesn't matter if I have any help or not. If I don't have any help, I got to get out and do it myself. So I think all that's done. It's all prepared. Remember, guys, even if your lawn is a little bit slow, you can get out. This is that push zone that I talk about. Don't forget to get the guides, because we talk about the push zones in the guides, and we give you calendars, and we show you when to push your lawn. Don't forget it. I'm going inside. Later, Doc.